Hey there, just want to read you something that I wrote yesterday that might be a little bit controversial, but it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and it's something that I wanted to share and gauge what other people were maybe thinking on a similar topic, if you've been thinking about it at all, or if this is something new to you. So I'm just going to read that for you, and it's labelled generational trauma, a buzz phrase or something to heal. I have spent a lot of time looking at and observing generational patterns and how neurodivergence runs in families, sometimes in subtle ways, with the quirky cousin who collects things, and sometimes it's more obvious with non-speaking individuals, hand flapping and violent meltdowns. Where this has led me is to strongly believe that our challenging traits, what gets us diagnosed, are actually generational trauma playing out for the most part. Sometimes gestational trauma and sometimes early childhood trauma too. Most scientific studies can agree that they see a strong genetic link. But I am yet to see a study that explores generational trauma. We are diagnosing more children and adults too. It's easy to think that there's something in the water that's causing more of us to exist. But what if it's just that we're getting better at recognizing it? We are accepting differences and supporting it. Not always very well, in my opinion, but that's another story. Perhaps in part medications play a role. But why is every immunised child or child born from someone who took Tylenol not autistic? Because if, and that is a big if on this one, I'm not a doctor, so I am unaware of biological reactions to different medications. But if we are to believe that these might play a role in increased diagnosis, I believe it would be only in the case of an adverse reaction, triggering a trauma in the individual, not just an adverse reaction, but a trauma. And trauma is how an event is processed in the body and not the actual event. When the quirky kids are bullied at school, maybe home life is tough too, or they experience SA and or DV in their life. These are things that can be stored in the body. The body keeps a score. And then, if you believe my initial statement regarding generational trauma, is it not possible for this to be passed down? Some of the challenges with neurodivergence, I know there are positives too, but this one is just focusing on what we can heal. We don't want to fix autism. We want to celebrate the person and make life easier for them. Non-speaking in everyday life or situational. Shutting down with certain stimuli. Extreme reactions to certain stimuli. Absconding when things feel too much. Meltdowns that can last for hours and be very draining. Consider these and any others you might struggle with and compare them to trauma responses or extreme stress responses. Fight, flight, freeze and fawn being the main ones. If you got this far, thank you for listening. And I would love your feedback on this theory. Thanks. Bye.